Well, Boredar, or Pronoundar, every pony, this is BronyDan. It's not original, but now you try coming up with originality these days. Are you guys aware of the fact that it's been nearly 4 years since we've had a Luna episode? And I'm not counting the trilogy where she helps out the CMC through their dreams. She was just there as a device to assist them rather than being an actual character. I think that's why so many bronies have started to go off Luna in recent memory. When we saw her in Lunar Eclipse, she was a very complex character who was carrying a lot of emotional baggage because of her past and thus had trouble fitting in with the rest of society. And people loved her for it. But as the series progressed and she was appearing less frequently than her sister, people started to notice flaws with her, and not in a good way. Like, if she has the ability to enter ponies' dreams, why does she feel so unappreciated and unloved by her subjects? Couldn't she just hang out with them in their dreams? But whenever Luna does make a cameo, people will always jump and scream to her defense as to why she's the best princess. But let's see if her second episode can pull off the same emotional spark that we were given back in Season 2. So let's take a look at Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep? Are we sure it's not a joke title? We begin with what looks like the castle of the two sisters and...
Princess Luna's turning into Nightmare Moon! Again!
Damn it, Luna, this is the 4th time this week! I mean, do you have any idea what it feels like going through this rainbow power bullshit? It's giving us now a headache! However, this blue smoke thing rips through reality and escapes. And it turns out it was just a dream.
My dream ended happily? That cannot happen!
So, wait, how do your dreams usually end, Luna? Next morning, we see that the main 6 haven't been getting enough sleep due to nightmares. By the way, yay, Tank is back! They send a message to Princess Luna about it, and she explains what that blue thing was.
The Tantibus is like a parasite. My dreams must no longer be enough for it. Now it seeks others to infect and corrupt. It must have learned of you 6 from seeing you in my dream.
Whoa. So what you're saying is, you dreamt about all of them and not me?
Okay, we get it! Spike is this show's answer to Yamcha! Can we please carry on? Luna explains that if the Tantibus escapes into the real world, it would turn Equestria into a living nightmare. So the only answer is to have a sleepover. Wait, so, let me get this straight. We have the main 6, who are having trouble sleeping due to nightmares that have some linking to Nightmare Moon, and their only answer is to have a sleepover. Are we sure we aren't watching the show's adaptation of the Nightmare Rarity story arc?
One good thing about not sleeping well last night. Shouldn't be too hard to fall asleep now.
Are you kidding? This is so exciting! I don't know how I'm ever going to...
What the hell kind of noise was that? It sounds like she just swallowed a noise blower, which, actually concerning Pinky, that actually is a possibility. Now everything goes all Inception, as Luna basically jumps through each of the main 6's dreams in order to find the Tantibus. And this is one problem I have with this episode. The dreams and the Tantibus aren't very interesting for most time in the visual sense. The only ones that really grabbed my attention were Rarities, Rainbow Dashes, and Twilights. Twilights because it reminded me of the restricted section from the Chamber of Secrets video game. Rainbows was certainly the creepiest because of those flowers. And Rarities genuinely looked like a dream world. I'm serious, look at that background. That is genuine German expressionism right there. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, German expressionism was basically a visual art style that was very popular during the early era of the silent films, where twisted architecture and shadows that had been painted on were used to create a surreal and dreamlike environment. It was the style that pretty much made films like The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and Nosferatu classics in the horror genre. Or to put it simply, imagine if Tim Burton was directing films in the 1920s. Well, sadly, Luna was unable to stop the Tantibus from infecting their dreams, but at least they weren't dreaming about any pony else, right?
Phew, that's good to hear. Although after you left, I did happen to dream that I was eating a giant ice cream cone with all of Ponyville while taking a test we hadn't studied for. See?
What'd I tell ya? Every pony makes mistakes.
Okay, so now we have a much bigger chance of the Tantibus escaping now, so Twilight suggests having every pony in Ponyville dreaming the exact same thing in one big dream. And what we get is what we would expect. A load of random stuff and references.
Cat dog,
as the main six fight the Tantibus. Oh, great. I thought I retired you back in Slice of Life.
Hey, Cat! You can do anything in a dream, remember?
Behold, Hasbro's new commercially successful toy line. However, even with all of Ponyville helping, the Tantibus still continues to grow, and it's all down to Luna.
I created the Tantibus to give myself the same nightmare every night. To punish myself for the evil I caused as Nightmare Moon.
But why would you do that?
To make sure I never forgave myself for how much Equestria suffered because of me.
Luna, I think you may be over-exaggerating a bit. I mean, sure, creating Eternal Night is a bit of a dick move and could eventually lead to mass genocide, but I can't recall any ponies suffering whilst you were Nightmare Moon. In the time it took for Twilight and her friends to get the elements of harmony, I would say it took about an hour, 2 at least. What could you have done in that time that would torture innocent ponies whilst you were also trying to stop the main six? I guess you could say that it's because she feels guilty about what she wanted to do as Nightmare Moon, which I can understand, but the way this is presented, it just makes it seem like Luna is just making a big deal over virtually nothing.
Every pony who knows you knows that Nightmare Moon is in the past. We all trust you, Luna. Do you trust us enough to believe we're right?
I do.
So, in the end, Luna forgives herself, the Tantibus is defeated fairly quickly, and so Luna can dream about dreaming. Okay, there's your inception right there. Okay, so despite all the problems I've pointed out with this episode, do I still think it's good? And the answer is yes. In fact, I think it's very good. Yes, I do feel that the Tantibus's corruption of Pony's dreams and the dialogue about it did seem to get a bit repetitive, and Luna's problem felt a little bit like a drop in a bucket, but the moral itself was very strong. You rarely see the message of needing to forgive oneself for past mistakes in a children's show, and it did remind me of My Past Is Not Today. Does it surpass Lunar Eclipsed? No, but it was still an enjoyable episode. This is BronyDan, and I cannot wait to see what they give us next week. What? Are you seriously telling me they're taking Stephen Moffat's ideas of what makes a good season? Well, how long are we going to have to wait for this one? Oh, great. So are we getting anything from now until then? Okay, that is good. We're getting some material, so when's that coming out? Oh, fuck that. I'm gonna find some fan content.